Oh, my hearties! A very good evening to you, Dinky-Doo. It's just me, Scottie McClue. Lovely to have you with us, and a very, very warm welcome to our Saturday evening. Quick pop-up just to see what's happening, get the chit-chat from you guys, of course. How marvellous is that? Always a good thing, and tremendous. Dinky-Doo, Scottie, can't see your face. No, you might not tonight. I think we might have a camera problem tonight. I'm just going to have a quick look. Yeah, we've got a camera problem tonight, so you're just going to be hearing me tonight on the YouTube. There's a bonus for you. Dinky-Doo, everybody. And welcome, welcome. Jack's just joined us. Dinky-Doo, Jack, lovely to have you with us. Fantastic stuff. So we'll have to find out what our problem is with the camera and see if we can get that sorted for you. But not to worry. All will be well, I say to you. All is always well. Can you hear me okay? That's, I think, what matters. And I'll see if I can find something with the old camera, see if we can sort it out. But as I say, it might be... No, it's telling me I don't have access to the camera. So let's just see if we can do anything about that. No, I don't see anything I can be doing about it. But there we are. Such is life. Are you related to Sydney Devine? I'm not, actually, no. So there you are, a fine fellow. I have interviewed Sydney in the past for BBC Radio Scotland. Yes, perfectly, says Sean. Excellent. Good, Sean. Good man. Dinky-Doo to you, I say to you. Spencer's just joined us. Welcome, Spencer. Guys, everybody get following as soon as you possibly can. Think the camera's blocked by something. Yeah, something strange. Good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Susan. 118 from Atlanta. The wonderful Gordon Roddick. Loud and clear, Scottie. Excellent, Gordon. No picture, but we'll sort that at some point. Somebody might have an idea what it could be. It's telling me I don't have access to it. The last time we had a problem like that, then it was something else had the camera on it as well. So there you are. So it might be a bonus for the YouTubers tonight. Scottie, my man, remember, nae controversy. Neil, have I ever had controversy? Now, come on. Guys, there's lots of lovely new videos for you. So get looking, I tell you. Ben says, hello, Ben Sotobar. Scottie, it's just like the radio now. We need the colours. Yes, we get the colours, but we don't have the phones either. Where'd you get that hat, brother? Do you like that one? That's a popular one, this. I can't tell you. Hello from the Olympics. You're watching the Olympics, J-Mac, or are you taking part? I would ask you. Fantastic stuff. Hi, fellow Scott. How you doing, City Flyer? Lovely to have you with us, and a big Dinky-Doo. I'm looking to call in. Are you on the phone? Babu, we're not on the phones tonight, but we'll see what we can do at a later date, I tell you. There's all sorts of difficult things just to sort it out. Little clicks here and clicks there. It is the internet after all. Scottie, what do you think about the riots? I think they are appalling and disgraceful and shocking and an insult to the memories of the little ones. Dreadful way to go on, I tell you. Taking part as part of the broadcasting crew. J-Mac, excellent stuff. Well done, you. We've had some very good stuff from the Olympics, so you're doing a great job, I can tell you. So there you are. So this afternoon, I heard a police horse get injured with a young idiot throwing a brick. Why on earth should any young idiot throw a brick? Shocking. So, just bad news. And they're playing right into the hands of those that want to screw us down with digital IDs and iris prints and facial recognition and all that stuff. But I don't think they'll have the intellect to understand that. Do you know about Braemar? I go there every year in holiday. Yes, I know Braemar. Do you go for the Highland Games? And do you see His Majesty the King? I tell you, the announcer, I knew the announcer at Braemar. It was a wonderful man called Robbie Shepherd. And I can remember working with Robbie up in Aberdeen at Grampian Television. He came in to do a program with us. Fantastic. So there you are, Robbie Shepherd. And he did Take the Floor on Radio Scotland. Sadly, Robbie passed away. I think he's no longer with us, but a great guy. You've just got the #1 gifter badge. Good to see you back, Scotty, says Nielsen. Nielsen, thank you so much. Lovely to be back. I can tell you. Can you upload the full movie of Deadpool and Wolverine next? I could watch it in the cinema. Kopschnoppel. So there you are. Susan, Dinky-Doo, lovely to have you with us, I tell you. Numpty, is this a big improvement, not having to watch me on the YouTube? I get older, Robbie. He was great, Neil. So there you have it. Now, what else have we got here? Danny has just joined us. Welcome, Danny. Guys, get following as soon as you possibly can. Unpolite not to answer. Don't laugh at me. Kopschnoppel, I don't think anybody laughed at you. And I don't even think they laughed with you. So that's not so good, is it? I tell you. Right, there we go. Now, who have we got here? AJ87 is joining us. I mean, what do you think is the problem? What has sparked this rioting behavior? I know we had the stabbings and we lost the 3 little angels. It's caused, but I mean, that's not the way to heal something. Chucking bricks at a police horse, shocking. So there you are. NJM, you need to grow up. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I think I'll just ban you for being so naive and silly that you actually thought I would read that out. Say bye-bye to NJM, everybody. Bye, have a nice life. There we are. That's the end of him. So there you go, guys. Don't ever try and get Scotty to say silly things. It doesn't work. There's Najib from Nairobi in Kenya. Hello, Najib. Jambo, I say to you. Lovely to have you with us. So there we go. Hey, wait a minute. Is this Scottie McClue? Oh, this is Scottie McClue. Absolutely, I tell you. Thoughts on independence? Well, you'll see them on the TikTok and YouTube videos. So there we are. Never nor or. Oh, is that a place? People can't agree on an outcome and people will always argue and disagree endlessly. Cycle if you ask. There we are. It's what Starmer said. So there you are. Dinky-Doo, the Gallus McClue, says S. How lovely to have you with us. And a big dinky-doo to you. Guys, have you all followed me? We need to get the followers up big style. Now, I've been at the singing this week, so you can tell me what you think. You can be honest. When some cheeky old guy had said, "Hey, Scotty, bit of advice, don't give up your day job." And I thought, I gave up my day job in 1977. Yes, and became an actor, writer, broadcaster, musician. Would you want Scotland to be independent? Well, look at the videos at the top of the TikTok videos, and that'll tell you the lot. I'm not political, as everyone knows, but I certainly think Scotland would do very, very well as an independent country economically. So there you are. Hello, Scotty, says the Green Goblin, Dinky-Doo. There we are. You need to fund a new camera, says Numpty Head. No, we've got the camera, Numpty Head. It just hasn't actually worked. While you're on, could I be so gallus as to play with the camera and see if we could actually do that? Let me try a couple of things. See if we can get the camera working. That would be amazing. Imagine if we actually got the camera working while we were on. I think it's probably a long shot if you get my meaning. There we are. Am I sitting in the dark? Did something switch off there? Oh, for goodness sake, with that many wires here. I don't know. We need what they used to call a recording engineer to remember that. People would call from the platform of the hall. Could we have a recording engineer, please? To plug the mic in. Scottie, you've got to run for First Minister. You'll be a breath of fresh air. Are you honestly, seriously telling me that you could cope with me talking like this to you on the telly when we had to? Are you honestly telling me that you could handle the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth from your First Minister? I tell you. Scottie, you're going to watch your beloved Celtic tomorrow. Well, Thomas, hail. You know, I tell you, you should never have chucked the radio talk show. You've been away too long. Well, I mean, I didn't really chuck it, William. We've done it for about 30 years, and the stations are now battening down. They've all been joined with each other and sold off, and they're playing wallpaper music. And no doubt everybody's fine with that. So there you are. McClue is a neutral. Absolutely is. Hello, Scottie from Cork in Ireland. Do you know, it's so lovely to hear you from Cork. I love Cork. I can remember being in Cork, and I said to my other half, she's sitting up the car, I thought, oh, we've timed it bad. We came out the shops, and I said, oh, we've timed it bad. So there we are. Hang on a wee second. I'll just have to mute. There we go. I thought we've timed it bad, and we'll hit the rush hour. And then we realised there isn't really a rush hour in Cork. Am I right? You guys don't rush. Aye, could it be any worse, says Neil. Thanks, Neil. We vote of confidence. Let's have Scottie McClue as the First Minister. It couldn't be any worse. Scottie, I'm from Tipperary in Ireland. We love Tipperary. Dinky-Doo, I say. Excellent stuff. Lovely to have you with us. Now, what have we got here? Oh, quite a bit of reaction. We've still got some good numbers on the YouTube, I tell you. So there we go. Good evening, Scottie from Sweden, from Svensk. Lars, always lovely to have you with us from Svensk. I can tell you. Hello from Nottingham, says PsychoSim. PsychoSim, did you have people out in the streets in Nottingham today? You get these things through on TikTok, but they never say where they're from. They go, tap to go live. And you think, where is it? Don't worry, you've got my vote for First Minister. Thank you, Neil. Very kind of you. One vote. I tell you. Hi, everybody. Dinky-Doo. If you've just joined us, you're watching Scottie McClue, and we're live Saturday evening. Scottie, the David that spoke earlier is an imposter. The one that said hi to Susan. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Have we got one? I'm not seeing a David. No, I'm only seeing the one. Yeah, I'm only seeing the one David there. So I tell you, that must be you. Thoughts on the looted stores in Sunderland? Appalling. Absolutely shocking. You know, these people have set up businesses, they've come through COVID, and they're trying to get a living, and some urchin is in stealing from them. That's what the police should be doing. I'm packing my suitcase for a holiday, but struggling for space. I have to take my own linen. Oh, Elizabeth, how very smart. Taking your own linen. You need a Downton Abbey setup, a big yellow Rolls Royce, and a chauffeur. And you can pack them on. Why have you got to take your own linen? Have you got delicate skin? That's what we need to know. It's my birthday on Tuesday. Well, I'm delighted to hear that. Happy birthday when it comes, I say to you. So there we go. Fantastic stuff. Yep, that's David answering. So that looks okay, doesn't it? I tell you. Susan can ask him a question. Good one, Susan. You're on that. Okay, Scottie for First Minister. That's 2 votes. 2 votes for First Minister. The job's not up, though, at the moment, although it comes up regularly. Are these incidents the foundation for a revolution? No, you see, you don't actually want a revolution, because that would let the elite rich people that want you gone to bring in digital this and digital that and digital the next thing, and you wouldn't be able to go out the house. Take my own plus. I don't know what's been used to wash the other stuff. Yes, have you got delicate skin, Elizabeth? I don't wish to pry, but I'm just interested. I can tell you. There's the Green Goblin saying hello to Susan. Long live the king, says Rhino. Absolutely. I think you should be the Prime Minister, says Psycho Sim. Good recommendation, Psycho. Have you been to Sea Mill? Oh, very much so. I love Sea Mill. I have to have a special washing powder because I have eczema and psoriasis. Now, Elizabeth, you could probably get rid of that. I used to be covered in psoriasis. You'll see there's a bit of something on my chin, but that's not psoriasis. And it was all over the back of my hands. Look, Elizabeth. Now, I don't have a bit of psoriasis on my body now. So there we go. So it is possible to get rid of it, and a lot of worry with it as well. I can tell you. So there you are. I was absolutely covered at one point. Tremendous. Respect to you, Sean. What's the secret of getting rid of it? It's a pain, says Elizabeth. Well, it is a pain, Elizabeth. I had a joint problem and they gave me a strong medication and that got rid of the psoriasis, and now I'm not on the medication. Fit like Scottie, Fuscher Doos, JD, fit like a necht. Sneha sa bra necht, I'll tell you that. Hello, my friend from South Georgia in the USA, Scott. What a privilege to have you with us from Georgia in the United States of America. I don't know what we're talking about there, Zero. Hi, Scotty. Elizabeth, give me 2 minutes. I've got a new spray, says Sean. So there you are, Elizabeth. What about that, I tell you. Guys, if you're watching Scottie McClue live, of course, get following. Never, ever miss a second of McClue, or you miss a moment of life. Never stroll, never troll. McClue, are you a Labour man? Yes, I'm apolitical. I don't support political parties. I don't support political people. I just give people the facts and tell them what is actually right. So there you have it. I tell you. Now, who have we got here? Lovely, lovely. There we go. Who have we got here? Hello. Hello, Emmy. DINKY-DOO. Glad you could join us. What have we got here? I think there might be a hack going on. Right, so what we'll do here. All right. So did you mention the movie Green Goblin? What we'll maybe do is put that one away and see what happens. There we go. Scotty, why did Keir Starmer call the thugs far right? I think he's antagonized the situation. Yes, I think he has, actually, because there's no evidence of anything far right. You know, a kid throwing a brick at a police horse, there's nothing far right about that. I can tell you. So there you are. Now, who have we got there? SDK. There we are. So there, Sean, I can't do the advertising, but Sean's put the name of a spray up. Check it out. I tell you. So what have I got here? I'll just get rid of this one here, and we'll see. Right, that's that, guys. Okay, that should get rid of a bit of nonsense from there. And that David is not our David. So we'll get rid of him as well. We'll get there, guys. Don't you worry yourselves. We don't get them on the TikTok. We just get the odd wee troll, but we get them on the YouTube. Oh, excellent stuff. So he's away as well. Good. How are you doing? I love you, SM. Thank you very much. You're very, very kind. Just a quick pop-up, guys, to see what's happening. We are on the YouTube, of course, as well. So get subscribing and get following. I tell you. No evidence. When they run riot with England flags on their shoulders, that's a clue. Well, Neil, if they can afford a flag, but very often it's just kids thinking they'll join in and cause trouble. And what we're needing for these riots, and I'll tell you right now, we're needing Sir Percy Joseph Sillitoe back. Now, sadly, Percy's no longer with us. He sorted out the Billy Boys, and that was no mean feat. He put a stop to that. And what he did, he got gangs of big Highland policemen, and he said to them, you will not be prosecuted. And they had big wooden clubs with them and all that. And the vans would pull up, get out, and actually give them a battering. I mean, I saw people throwing things the other night. Now, Percy's boys would have got a hold of them and just, given them a doing and taken them into prison. And that would have been the end of that very, very quickly. But obviously the police have been told to hold off and don't cause this and don't cause that and this kind of idea. And, maybe it's time to look at what Percy was doing in the 1930s in Glasgow. There you have it, a great man. Look him up, Percy Sillitoe, Sillitoe. He was the chief constable of Sheffield before he came to Glasgow. And Sheffield in those days would be no mean gig, I can tell you. So there we are. Rangers or Celtic, says Archie. Archie, the best advice I can give you, son, is go to the games, watch them both play, and then make up your mind, decide. Say, do I fancy Rangers or do I fancy Celtic? That's what most people do. And you don't have to support the same team for any length of time. You can change. The imposter of David can't spell his name. He spelled it Avid. Well, he's gone anyway. There we are. I tell you. So we've said bye-bye to him. Now, who else have we got here? DINKY-DOO. Sigma. Lovely to have so many of you with us, guys. Get following as soon as you possibly can. And go up and have a look. Hi from Kenya, my friend. Hi, Yermi. Yermi, I'll call you. That's the way to handle unrest, controlled dispersal, then when pushed, get in there. Well, Neil the Scot, that worked for Percy. With no more razor gangs or Billy Boys after Percy. Everybody just calmed it right down. Because they don't want discovered, they don't want unmasked, they don't want a doing, and they don't want a long time in the slammer. So they're there with the face mask on, chucking the brake, thinking they'll get away with it. And that's when you need to get in there. That's when we need Percy's vans to come wheeling up, straight out, boom, 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 bish, bash, bosh. And that's the end of that. New Indoors. New Windows, what a great name. New Windows has been very, very, very kind to me and giving me beautiful TikToks. 70 TikToks. New Indoors, thank you so much. Guys, you never, ever, ever have to give Scottie McClue anything. But if you're feeling flush, there's always a wee goal up there. And you can stick something in. Black Pudding has just sent me a huge number of red roses. Thank you very much. Well, he sent one anyway. People need to be peaceful when protesting. Yes, you can't have the rioting. You can't have the police setting fire because we're paying for that. That's their mum and dad is going to have to fork out for that out the door money. I tell you. Hi, Kareem, DINKY-DOO. DINKY-DOO, everybody. Now, what have we got? Letter G, that's enough from you, thank you. Hello, one and all, I'm in Aviemore. Kareem, We love it. Kareem, ask somebody where the ruined chapel at Rothy Marcus is, right? And send me a wee drawing or something like that, because that's where Lord Reith, his ashes are buried there. I'm doing okay, yes, says Susan to Kareem. He didn't, Susan, I would know it was me, Silly Billy. So there we have it. Ah, Silly Billy, Deadpool and Wolverine. So there we are. Now, who have we got here? Not heard of you in years since Santa. Santa, here we are. You're hearing about me now. I tell you. Can we have tappity tap? New Indoors has sent me 91 red roses. 91 red roses. I'll be back, sir. Usual taxi man. Sean, no bother. Sean's got a fare, so he's off. He's off skate. So there we go. Fantastic. Good, thanks, Susan. Just chilling in the hotel. Knackered. Have you been out walking the dogs in Aviemore? Have you been up to the loch, Kareem? Oh, that's beautiful. Santa says, I am a pure legend. Thank you, Santa. I'm going to say hello, Neil. Mr. Scottie McClue. Lincoln, I will. Do you live in Scotland, mate? I do, mate. Yes, I tell you. Now, enjoy your holiday, Kareem. Yes, indeed, absolutely. Scotty, where did you get the boss mug? Well, it was actually a present, so I don't know where originally it came from. I need to know. I know, but I don't know. Thoughts on co-winning? A very fine part of the world stuffed with beautiful people. That's what co-winning is. The so ever great Rule Britannia song's ironically sad regarding the reasons for these rights. Well, Rule Britannia was written by a Scotsman. Like everything great, the Scots did it. Scotty, a lot are the blame, a lot of... What have we got here? Scotty, a lot of the blame Russia and Nigel for inciting hate, but I think people message properly. Not sure what you're saying there, Tad. Yeah, I mean, there's no inciting hate from that point of view. The cost of all repairs should be divided between all the criminals, and they should be forced to pay. Well, even if you took maybe a $5 a week out their door money, spit it out, Scotty. Oh, I'm spitting it out. I'm telling it like it is. So, guys, look up Percy Sillitoe. If I was the Prime Minister, what's his name again? We've had so many Prime Ministers, I can't mind. Keir Starmer. If I was Keir Starmer, I would be getting in touch and forming some sort of Percy Sillitoe set up there, you know, and in memory of the wee ones. I tell you. So, wow, we've just reached 50% of target. Thank you for the red roses, guys. Everybody's sticking red roses in. New Indoors has sent another 100 red roses. New Indoors, you're very kind. Please don't bankrupt yourself. We founded the Bank of England, and we write Rule Britannia. We've done enough. Yes, I know. Give them it as a present. There we are. I named my son after you. Yes, thank you for that. Keir Starmer's not reading the room properly and what people are actually angry about. I don't know. I don't think he is. I don't know that this gig really suits him, to be honest. But my fear and worry is who's going to be the next one. Do you see what I mean? So there you are. We're not getting the caliber that we used to get. Do you remember when the Prime Minister went into office, you never ever heard from them unless there was a serious problem? You know? Boy, you'll be fair scunnered after that. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, just the handling, everything of what happened. So there we go. Now, what's happening with the brainless protest? Well, we've just been talking about that, Shermanator, and saying we need to get a proper squad that go in there. And if it means a bang in the head for the baddies, then a bang in the head, you know what I mean? Because they've got to put a stop to that right away. And, where are they? It wouldn't be fair to have to get the army in, but they might need that. We need an overhaul of the voting system. I've no clue how it could be done. Nigel Farage will know how it could be done. Your voice is a bit like George Galloway. Wow. Well, I suppose we're both educated Scots, highly educated Scots. And that's maybe the way highly educated Scots speak. But can you say happy birthday for me? There's no one here to celebrate. My parents are in a different country. Ollie, of course we can say happy birthday. We can't sing it because I think there's a copyright on it. I can't see any political of any persuasion worth the vote. Sad state of affairs. Neil the Scot, you're right. I mean, I didn't get to vote this year because, the school holidays. And people were away. Are you English, says Cam. Well, I'm probably just one better than that. I'm Scottish. So there you are. So a wee bit of one-upmanship there. But England's very fine as well. Mate, thank you. I'm going to follow you. You've made my day. How does McClue view reform? Well, I think we should have reform running England, Wales and Northern Ireland, and Scotland running Scotland. Scottish parties in Scotland running an independent Scotland under the Crown. That, I think, would be a good solution. But it's a conversation. We need to speak. But, I think Nigel, has done a fantastic job. He really brightened up politics. Fair enough, we would say the same about the Scots. All friendly banter. Absolutely can. So there you are. Are you still on the radio at all? No, haven't been on for about 4 years. Maybe near 5. But the radio is, this is the place to be if you're wanting to get out there these days. Hi, Scotty. Sad scenes by my house with police and rioters on County Road. Sorry to hear that, Lord Phil. Very sorry to hear that. And I think there's trouble in Blackpool today. They need to bring back your show, Lux. Every single member of the public, if Keir Starmer wants to actually get a foothold in this country, he should put SCOTTIE McCLUE on the wireless. And then the people can talk. Then he'll get an idea of how to read the room. SCOTTIE McCLUE, Dinky-Doo, Xandaroo, Dinky-Doo to you. What's your opinion of the riots? I am disgusted with them. And if you've just joined us, you won't know, but we were talking earlier, they need to bring in a real tough constable right up the top to head up a unit. No nonsense, no questions asked. If you're chucking bricks, off with the mask into the slammer with you. And if you get a bang in the head on the way into the van, then that's what you've done. And, you have to get it that there won't be any claiming, no suing, no nothing. That's what you need. Scotty, would you consider running for Parliament? Faye, I've been asked a few times to run for Parliament, and I haven't done it simply because I'm not really a political animal, And I think this is the problem we've got. Now, what do we got here? Paul, we're not a knocking shop, thank God. What do we got here on the YouTube? Have you all subscribed? We need another 30 subscribers on YouTube. That's not a lot to ask, guys, is it? Follow me as soon as you come on to the TikTok, I tell you. McClue's tongue goes sour in disgust, even talking about his opinions for that. Yes, totally disgusted. These people are just a disgrace. And, who's taught them? What kind of parents would let their kid throw bricks at a police horse. You know, crazy, crazy stuff, I tell you. Maybe not the animals in there, guys, or maybe it's time for the old water cannon. I tell you, the green goddesses. Do you remember the green? Anybody remember the green goddesses? They were sort of 1950s army fire engines, and the firemen went on strike. Just followed you on YouTube, new indoors. You're an absolute gent. Guys, follow new indoors. Go up to the TikTok bio. Tap the link. You just need to tap it. It'll take you to the YouTube channel, and I need 30 subscribers. Tangerine Boys, we don't mention individuals like that. You know, to be quite honest with you. Now, where's your pies, says Mark B. Dinky-Doo. I tell you, we're going to have to keep off the pies, guys. Get the weight down a bit. Listen, I've got lots of new beautiful hymns. There's a wonderful, wonderful pianist. I think she's in America. And you can duet with her on TikTok. And I've done 2 or 3. Have a look. See what you think. Are you watching Hearts v Rangers? Well, everybody will be watching Hearts v Rangers. Yes, I tell you, we are the people. This is my story. This is my song. We could play the Hearts song on the accordion for you. Are you a jambo? Are you a jam tart? Hey up, lad, how's the keeping from South Yorkshire? Crimson Mando, hey up, lad. Ah, this is great. That's Yorkshire. No, the jars, says Scott. All right. No offence, but the police are far too PC these days. They're more like social workers. No offence, Neil. But that's why I'm saying we need a special unit. Get my meaning? The Percy Silito unit. And that will sort these. These riots will stop in a day. But it needs Mr. Starmer to get onto it. Lovely spot of weather. Can you complain? Oh, you can never complain if you're in South Yorkshire. What team do you support, says Eck? Why support a wide variety of teams, Eck? I can tell you that for nothing. Now, how are we going to... Hello, dear sir. Hello, Deborah. Lovely to have you with us. Guys, I was only going to pop up for a few minutes. We usually do an hour on a Saturday. I need another 100 followers on the TikTok and 30 subscribers to the YouTube. Good evening, Scottie mate. Good evening, Jim. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Now, who have we got here? There's somebody ringing, but we don't have the facilities to take their call. I've just followed you. Scott, thank you very much. There we go. I'm wondering how we could do this. Is the camera still out? Don't have access to the camera. I wonder what's done that. Anybody any ideas on the webcam? Anybody know how we could get the webcam up? I tell you. I better not start mucking about just now, guys. Because we'll just end up losing it. Maybe everybody's enjoying the YouTube as a piece of radio. Scotty, fit like me, DJ Smiley Jim. Is McClue Towers in good shape? Oh, excellent, Nick. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed, yes. Is the Loch Ness a good tourist attraction? It's beautiful, Alia. Loch Ness, stunning, Castle Urquhart, all that. Scotty, I think Keir Starmer addressed the recent riots, but didn't address the 2024, right? 2 weeks ago. It's almost like there's a 2-tier policing going on in the UK at the moment. Well, we need to find out who is actually in charge of the police. It should be the Home Secretary and nobody else. So there shouldn't be anybody else. So, you know, we should have the Home Secretary. So I think all the city police forces, yeah, because you hear that the mayor's in charge of the police. Tell us if anybody knows about this. I haven't looked into the English mayoral system. Now there we are. Radio like the old days. Is it good, MKB? Should we leave the cameras off? The police themselves. No, they shouldn't. They come under the Home Office. And I think the Home Secretary should check out Percy Silito. You know, I mean, the problem with a lot of politicians, they don't know their history. They don't read their history books. A lot of them do things like politics and economics at uni, which is fair enough. But they don't know their history, and it would save a lot of bother. It would save a lot of money spent reinventing the wheel. You know, somebody was on about the royal family yesterday to me. They're always on about the royal family. I put up stuff. The police have nothing to do with this, says Lee JC. I think if you look at your telly, Lee, you'll find the police are definitely involved. Unless, who are the people in the yellow jackets? Is it not supposedly the independent police commissioners? Well, Neil, maybe we need emergency powers. If there's a war footing, then you have emergency powers, and you have a national government. And things like the BBC would drop their board. Probably, I don't know what powers are in place at the moment, but it was in the Second World War. There were plans, Reith had left plans to cut the board and just have a small group in charge. You know, but I don't know what the present situation at the BBC is. You know, it would be quite interesting to find out. But when you get emergency powers, so maybe it's time to say, all police commissioners, you know, the Home Secretary will be taking the helm. And that's what we'll be doing. So what have we got here? Lee J says they're doing a good job so far. Right, so they are involved, Lee. So you're giving me nonsense there. Naughty, naughty boy. So there you have it, I tell you. Tom, heading to the States on Wednesday, Scottie. Tom, amazing. Have a lovely, lovely trip. That's the wonderful Tom Phillips from Belfast, I tell you. The Deadpool. Oh, Deadpool, we're going to have to get rid of you. Give the police machetes to combat 9. No. These are dangerous. We need rid of steel. All gone. No more steel, I tell you. So there we are. What it was, Percy's boys used wooden clubs, battens, and just got stuck in. And that was the end of the Razor Gangs, I tell you. Thanks, Scottie. How are you? We're fine, Tom. We're getting better all the time, thank goodness, I tell you. Scottie, what do you make of the riot, says Murphy? Well, we've just been talking about that. I hope everyone cancels their license. Why do you hope that? What was your initial reaction to the slandering of the final supper at the Olympics? I don't think there was any slandering. Oh, see, I see what you mean. The organisers with the Last Supper at the start. I thought that was a disgrace. Any mocking of the word. Could you imagine if they'd mocked other religions like that? Could you imagine that? Eh? Could you imagine if the opening of the Olympics had slandered, I don't think slander's actually the word there, had mocked another religion on that scale? I do. So there we are. Glad to hear it, Scottie. Big riots in Belfast today. What are they doing, Tom? I mean, it must be awful for the Southport families who are suffering so much to see this devastation and people pretending it's because of what's happened. Awful. I'm naming my second child McClue. McClue, come here. Are you living in the Highlands? I was living in the Highlands up till last week. I'm now living in the west of Scotland. I tell you. So there we are. No, I think that was pretty dreadful. What happened there, I can tell you. Scotty, can I send you a picture of Glamping Studios back in the day? DJ Smiley, of course you can. Back in your day, yes. I still miss Glamping. You know, I was in Aberdeen last week, and I thought, great company, great station. However, you've got Scottish now. Scotty, are you a person or other? Yeah, I've always wondered what they mean by other. Do you remember the open line on TFM with Andy? Yes, was it fourth? Did it go up to T as well? It was in fourth with Father Andy on a Saturday night. Brilliant, great guy. And I did the fourth phone-in on a Sunday morning for years. Ben, yes, you're absolutely right. Yes, if it had been another religion, the Olympics would have been cancelled. I tell you. Maybe it's a test of the Christian. Maybe it's a test to see if Jesus, who's alive and among us in his risen power, is about to make himself known to us again. I tell you, Scotty, did you ever visit the old Gateway studio in Leithwaite? Yes, I did. Numpteed. I went in to see the director or the producer of Take the High Road. And I went in, when would that have been? Maybe 1980, 81. And I went in to see him, to see if I could get a part in Take the High Road. The figure turned round and there was no face. Absolutely. The Scottie McClue ghost story. Now, who else have we got here? Silently slandered. Do you make claim on land? No, Iron Blue. You can't actually make claim on land. And you can't actually own land. And you can't actually own hills and things like that. I can remember somebody inviting me to their house. They said, Scotty, you should come for dinner. We own 3 miles of foreshore. And I said, I think you'll find you curate 3 miles of foreshore. And then somebody else said, you must come for dinner. The lady that owns the house owns a mountain. I said, no, she curates a mountain. You see? So you have to look at that, I tell you. So we're very thankful to landowners. Scotty, can we get another ghost story, please? Well, I don't want, there might be somebody watching with a weak heart, and we don't want that. The Scots have families too. This is just a riot. Scots have families too. So there you are. This is just a riot. Yes, Lee, absolutely. I mean, put together a group and they go in and just deal. These are just daft youngsters, 15, 16-year-old, covering their faces, throwing a brick at a police officer. Shocking. And if the big van arrived and the big boys all piled out and straight into them, that crowd the other night chucking stuff, and the police had to stand still because they hadn't been ordered in. You know, get them ordered in and bang, 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 bang. I'll tell you something. They wouldn't get away with this in America. Scotty, is your camera falling? I can see a light picture. A light picture. No, the camera doesn't seem to be on at all. So there we go. I don't seem to have access to it at all. It's telling me on here, it's saying you don't have access to this feature. I don't really want to start mucking about, guys, at this stage in the game, just in case we lose it all. Tell you what I might do. Here we go. Yeah, I've got that. Right, okay. Yeah, no, I don't know enough about it to do it while we're on here. Somebody might be able to tell me how to get this back, but we'll get it for you. I can see it moving a little bit. So can you see my head moving about, Tom? Can you see me waving? This is the YouTube channel, guys. We're on radio only. Yes, Love Forth. That Southport horrific event started a fire in the general public. Yes, it did, Sheriff, but there was a lot of misinformation going about. You know, it did start a fire, but that's no reason to go out and injure police officers and police horses and dogs and things like that. Dinky-Doo, Scottie legend, man. Tips in life for a youngster, Scottie. David, thoroughly enjoy being you. Learn all your manners, your P's and Q's, your pleases and your thank yous. Respect for others, and they'll respect you. Apart from, I've only met one bad man in my life, and I'd respected this bad man, and the bad man didn't respect me. But, I mean, he had a lot of problems of his own, but it doesn't matter. He still was a very, very, very bad man. But that's only one out of all the, thousands of people I've been fortunate enough to meet. Shaken thousands of hands and spoken to millions of people when you think about it. I tell you, it's a dark screen, Scottie, but there's some sort of movement. Wow. Right. Wouldn't it be wonderful if it came on? Now, I'm having a look, guys, but as I say, if I start mucking about, we'll get it fixed for you. So I'll tell you, guys who are on the YouTube, have you subscribed? And have you watched all the movies that are there for you? Have you listened to the hymns we recorded in the last day or two? A dark screen, yes indeed. Good man, Scottie. Absolutely, Tom. Good night also, Susan. Night, Susan. Susan's off to Bobo's. So we'll say good night and God bless to Susan. A fine, fine lady. Guys, I need maybe another 100 followers as quickly as you can. I think the police should have guns, Scottie. Now that's quite a big step, to be honest with you, Dunbar. Arming the police, because it could see the final breakdown of law and order in this country. And we don't want that, because that will mean martial law. They'll bring in the army, and remember, the military know what they're doing. The police know what they're doing, but I don't think the police are getting the right orders. New indoors, Dinky-Doo. The police have obviously been told to stay their hand. Well, that's all very well, but even one injured police officer, one injured police horse. You know, what do we got here? I tell you. Don't know what's going on there. The police have guns in the north of Ireland, Scottie. Oh, listen, the police have guns in London. If you go to Horse Guards, there are police on guard who are armed. There are armed police at the airports. You know, and you don't like to look sideways, although I have had a very pleasant nod from an armed policeman. Hello. So there we have it. I tell you, it's great up north. The internet crashes faster than a Tory government. Taylor Scott. Tips on life. Yes, so there we have it. Now, we've got guys on here. The Deadpool. Let's get rid of Tad. if Tad's been a nuisance. We'll say bye-bye to Tad, guys. There you are. That's the end of Tad. Now, I'm slightly anxious about the time, guys. Yes, we've got another minute or two, so that's great. So if you're watching right now, please get following. What on earth is this? What's happened here? Right, we seem to be having a wee problem with it. Is the TikTok working? Right, it's fine. So there we are. Did the TikTok disappear there, guys? Tell me, please. I think we should be told. What a wonderful, wonderful show tonight. Absolutely amazing. TikTokers, please get watching all the videos, liking, sharing. Let's turn it up a bit. Let's move up a league. I tell you. Thank you, Scotty. That Tad guy kept trying to harass me about Deadpool. Nobody should be ever bothered by anybody else on here. Scotty, would you stand aside for the King's Guard? I would never be in the road of the King's Guard. Make way for the King's Guard! I tell you. Have we all followed Scottie McClue? We've got 2 more minutes, guys. I want the biggest increase in following ever. So up to the top left, tap, tap, tappity, tap, and the plus sign. See if we can start to move things along. Professor Nupteed, would you stand aside for the King's Guard? Do they do the same at Holyrood? Well, I suppose nobody would ever get in the way because the Scots are very, very mannered. Although it might not be just English people, it might be tourists that think they can try it on with the King's Guard. Scotty, please shout that again. Oh, no, we don't do that. Make way for the King's Guard! Did you like that? Although I have to add, although I'm not the King's Guard. Have to add that because we don't want to do an impersonation. I tell you. But no, I have seen it. I've seen it. You see, I've been going round royal residencies since I was about 6. I was at Blenheim Palace when I was 7. Windsor Castle when I was about 3 or 4. I think I've actually got a picture of me with the King's Guard. But you see, in those days, people were highly, highly, highly respectful of not just the Queen's Guard, as it was then, but of each other, you see. British people are usually highly respectable. You made my night, Scotty. Did you like that, PC? So there we go. But I had to add, so nobody thought it was an impersonation. Now, what do we got here? All right, Scotty. Mrs. Mac ran Take the High Road. We loved Mrs. Mac. If you're a weak heart, you shouldn't be listening to yourself. Well, that's right. Yes, I don't listen to myself. I had a sarcastic person once said, "Were you listening to yourself last night?" I said, "No, I stopped listening to myself in 1984. End the stream by shouting again, no. I tell you. What do we got here? Not for this, but yes, says Lee. Yes, indeed. 80% of the live go, you guys. Guys, I'm going to have to go. I love you. Oh, beautiful, beautiful people. And beautiful YouTubers, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so sorry we didn't have the vision, but it might be a blessing in disguise. The goodbye song, Scotty, right? Okay, Tom. Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir and cheerio. Night, Scotty. Night, Numpty. Night, night, Tom. Take care. I tell you, make way for Scottie McClue.